Hello everybody and welcome back to more Rising Phoenix Racing League. This is round 12 for season 3 and yeah, it's the finale, so let's hope it is a good one. So yeah, we have 19 drivers currently. Hopefully we'll eventually get 20 and then yeah, we'll be good to go. Race should start in 3 minutes. So today we have Swanee, Cobalt, Deadwood, Bazooka Joe, Colin, Gamey, Jigsaw, Jack, Maestro, Trixky, Luke, Shady, PG Killer, Gamez, Trench, Fastrix, Bunsback, Slater, J Prentice, and then the 2 spectators, me and Hyper. Yeah, and as always, 18-minute qualifying, 50% race. I would say Leclerc's not racing in this one, although that would be very nice if he was. I don't think Lando is either. But we do have Swanee, 2K15, who is pretty cool, so. Just waiting for everyone to ready up. Alright. Yay, 20 drivers. Okay. Alright. Hopefully we get going soon. Thank you, train spotting. Yeah, let's hope it doesn't get too crazy, but we never know. We don't know, so. Oh, hi Swanee. Alright, so Hyper's back in, which means I believe we should be good. And hello, Cobalt. Good luck today, both the Swanee and Cobalt. Alright, here we go. Hello, Neo. Yep, good luck and have fun. Hello, Neo. Alright, so nice and sunny today. I think it's morning time actually, or evening. Let's get the track map up. All this. Alright, so who will be first out? I'm gonna assume it's gonna be Cobalt. And I think it is. The stream is kinda dark. It might just be the... Yeah, it does look dark on my screen too. I'm not sure. It might just be the brightness of your phone, maybe, or computer. Alright, so Maestro, or not Maestro, Cobalt, first one out. So let's stay with him. So Cobalt is out, and then followed by, I think that is Deadwood. Yeah, Deadwood, and then I think that's Slater behind him as well, or Jack. Yeah, it's Jack. But yeah, let's go on board with Cobalt. I'll try to get a lap in with Fashix when he gets one. I always like doing the first one though. So yeah, but yeah, Fashix will get his time. Let's go on board. Alright, doing pretty well so far. He's coming up on Jigsaw Moto though, on an outlap, on the hards. But good thing he pulls over. Now Cobalt coming through the final chicane, around the final corner. And it is going to be, well, P1 of course, but it's going to be a 19.724 on the softs. So now let's go to Fashix to see what he does. A 19.977 on the mediums for Fashix, or Fashion, as I've been instructed. Is how you pronounce his name. Deadwood on the hards, 20.7. Buttons back, 18.9. Swanee, 21.9. Jigsaw Moto has just set a purple first sector on the hards, so that's very promising. As I believe Jay Prentice is out of the session already after spinning. I think he spun and DNF'd into the wall there, as you can see. Yeah, his left front came off. Ooh, a little bit onto the grass, or onto the gravel, for the racing point of Jigsaw. The number 12, I believe. Ooh, we have another off. It is Gamey, I believe, on a hot lap, so that's ruined his lap. Currently Bun's back on provisional pole with an 18.9. And Jigsaw is going to do a 21.6 as his teammate does a 21.9. So 3/10 off on the same tires. So pretty close. Colin does a 21.3. PG Killer 21.2. Maestro 20.9. Ooh, as I believe Jigsaw has had a spin at turn 2. As Maestro goes past, or Fashix, or Fashion goes past. I'll try to say his name right. As on board with Gamez now. Purple first sector on the softs. here we go into the third sector. Ooh, Slater with a 19-0 on the hards. So very well done by him. As Gamez is coming across the line now, it's going to be a 18-6 to go provisional pole by 3/10. So very well done to Gamez Turish right there. Let's see. Fashix is, or Fashion, I keep saying his name wrong, is still doing laps, but will be coming in this lap probably, as he has no ERS left. Let's see, who hasn't done a lap yet? Luke. Luke is on a lap. Luke Vettel coming through the blind fast right-hander of turn 1, 2, 3, 4 of turn 8, I believe it is, and a purple second sector to accompany it on the while he's on the mediums here. Yellow flags in sector 2, but that's cleared up. Through the final chicane and around the final flat out right-hander up to the line, it's going to be an 18-9, so P3 on those mediums, just 1 millisecond behind Buns back, so pretty much nothing in between those two on the same tires, so it's going to be very, very, very close. Today it'll be very close. As Fashion comes into the pits, we have, I believe, Deadwood doing a lap, so let's ride with him. Ooh, but he spins and DNFs out of turn 2, making the second retirement of this session. As Trench goes pole for the moment on 3-lap-old softs, so that first stint is going to be very short for him since his tires are going to be very worn, but he is currently on pole by 3/10 on the softs. Alright, Bazooka Joe, purple first sector so far, so that's very nice. Bazooka being one of the 5 drivers not to set a time yet, so obviously we're going to ride with him, see what he can do. Purple second sector as well on the mediums, so it's looking pretty good. A little bit wide there, but that's alright. Very well done with the chicane there. And blasting out of the final corner, as Big Slater has retired from the session as well at turn 8, as Bazooka Joe goes P6 with a 19.5 on the mediums. So that is 2 days in a row Big Slater has DNF'd from qualifying, and yeah, let's see if he can recover today. He's very fast on race pace, and he's starting on the hards as well. So you can't count him out being in P5. You can't count him out for the win, but it's going to be quite difficult. But it's always possible, so we will see. Alright, so Trixie finishing up his lap. I believe that, yeah, this will be an end lap. Yeah. I looked at the time and realized it wasn't going to be possible. Let's see. So the 3 who have not set times yet are all in the pits. So let's go to Fashion here, as the chat really enjoys. Let's go on board with a lap that he's doing here. Currently with a 19.6 best lap. So P8. purple second sector for the Toro Rosso driver on the softs. Oh, and in P18 at the moment we have a new driver, LPITFC Jizzy. So I will just call him LP probably. But yeah, a new face. So that's pretty cool. As Fastrix up to the line goes P6 with a 19-1 on the softs. Oh, and we have, I believe, no, that's Jigsaw. Jigsaw Moto has had a spin at turn 2. We have seen a couple times before, and it's unfortunately it happened again. This time to Jigsaw. As on board with LP. Doing his first flying lap, and it's been invalidated in sector 1, so a little bit too wide at turn 3 probably. The game just caught that and invalidated him, so he's gonna have to go for another run. He'll get one more shot at it, I think. If he has to come into the pits, he'll get one more attempt. Let's see. Ooh, Cobalt's up on his time, so let's see what he can do. He's currently up by around half a tenth, but he can always find more time. So we'll see what he can do. It's going to be a 19.7, so it's just a little bit slower actually. He lost about a tenth in that final sector, so unfortunate that he could not improve. But he'll get one more attempt at it, I think, if he comes back to the pits quickly. Alright, so LP's back into the pits, and Gamey is on a hot lap, or an out lap, sorry. Alright, so here goes Gamey 32 on his hot lap. This will be the final one he sets as well, going based off of the time, I believe. So here we go. Ooh, almost loses that turn 2, but catches the slide. Into turn 8. Ooh, a little bit of a slide there, but catches it once again. And he's only in ERS mode 2 here, so I'm not quite sure. Maybe that's on purpose to reduce wheel spin in the third sector, which is much slower than the rest of the lap. But let's see what time he can do. He hasn't set a time yet, so I would assume that this is a full attempt. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's going to be an 18 or a 19.0, so that is P5 on the softs. As LP is preparing his final hot lap here. So here we go. Now I'm wondering if Jack is going to get... Oh, he's not. He's just retired from the session. So, yeah, he's not going to get a lap in. He's going to start in P19. Bazooka Joe has also retired in P9. And Deadwood has as well. Jay Prentice and Slater and Gamey now as well. And here comes LP across the line. What time's it gonna be? It's gonna be pole position. It's a pole position time. That's what it is. Oh, as we have a car that's crashed and it's just completely thrown LP off there. And he's almost got into the path of Swanee as well, but LP still on pole by 339 milliseconds, almost 3.5 tenths, with an 18.000. So an incredible time there from the Red Bull driver. All right, so now let's go. Well, let's go with Swanee here. Currently in P17. Oh, as someone has spun at turn 2, and it's Trench, and he has retired from the session. Let's see what Luke is doing as well. Let's see what he can do in the first sector. Up by 4 tenths in the first sector. So he's currently on spot to go up 1 position at the moment. Up to P5. Shay T has retired as well. And Gamez too. And the session is now complete. So we're just going to wait for the drivers to finish their laps. Purple second sector for Luke, and up 9 tenths. So if he can nail this last sector, then he could get into the 17th and be on pole here, making it a Red Bull 1-2. He's currently in P2 category, or he currently has a P2 worthy time at the moment. But let's see what he can do. It's going to be a 17.4. So over half a second clear of his Red Bull teammate on the softs, an incredible 17.468 to take him top of the timesheets. And yeah, there we go. Trixie improves by 4 tenths to go with a 19.1 into P14, I believe, or P12, sorry. But yeah, very incredible Red Bull 1-2 there today, or here today. So your full qualifying order is Luke Vettel with a very dominant pole position, then LP Jizzy, Gamez Turish, Trench, Buttons Back, Shay T, Gamey 32, Big Slater, Cobalt, Fashion, Swanee, Vitrixky, Bazooka Joe, Racing Maestro, PG Killer, Colin, Jigsaw Moto, Deadwood Bear, Jack, and Jay Prentice. So yeah, let's see where they will finish now. Always gotta have your water next to you as well. Alright. So about to start the formation lap. Here we go. Oh, and it's taking quite a while. I'm not sure. Oh, here we go. Okay. It's a restart. It might be a restart. Some drivers are connecting, some drivers aren't. Let's just check the PSN chat. Yeah, restart lobby. Okay. Alright, so sorry for the little technical issue. We appear to have an issue with the game. Oh, and now my YouTube is reinstalling as well. So that is interesting. So I just have to wait for that. Alright, now I just have to wait for the invite. Alright. Alright, invitations received. Good, good. Okay, we are back. Alright, alright. And alright, so everyone is back in, so we should get going right now. I think everyone's just getting the grid order proper. Yeah, Luke, that was a crazy lap, wasn't it? Very, very, very good. Alright, what's the trick? If it would help me out too, then that'd be great. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I usually go quite low. Um, I go with like 4 laps to start, and then I just go lean on the out lap and in lap. So yeah, maybe I should just try doing that. Cause like I'm always scared that I'm gonna run out of fuel before I get back to the pits. So I always try to go lean. Here we go. Alright, 30 seconds to the formation lap. 3, 2, 1, 1, and let's go. Okay, so off we go for the formation lap. Let's get everything ready. Position change. Here we go. So currently it is a Red Bull 1-2 in qualifying. Fashion P10, the chat favorite, is currently getting the last point at the moment. But hopefully he can make up some more positions and get some more points. Alright, now the safety car is on here, so we will have to make sure that everyone keeps it clean. Because the safety car can cause some issues actually on the game, but let's hope it doesn't today. Safety cars are always nice to have, but like sometimes they can get a little bit excessive with how many there are. Usually there's like 3 during a race, plus like a VSC thrown in there for good measure. So it's quite annoying sometimes, but I mean, what can you do? And here we go. So Luke just ghosting through some cars, going up to the pole position spot. So, once again, it is clear track for the two Red Bulls. So let's see what they can do. Into turn 1. Here we go. 5 red lights to the Spanish Grand Prix. And it's lights out. Oh, there's some lag. I'm not sure what's happening. There we go. Lights out, and away we go for the finale of Season 3 of Rising Phoenix Racing League Round 12 here at Spain. Luke leads. Ooh, squeezing out his teammate. Gamez. Oh, but Gamez around the outside, and a huge crash at the back, but Gamez leads. Big crash at the back. Multiple positions lost for many cars. But the big thing is, well, a lot of big things, but Gamez leads the race from P3 up into P1, getting the slipstream on the run down to turn 1, and he currently leads this race. Gaming at the back, losing many positions, down 13. Very difficult starts by Jizzy as well. Jigsaw Moto, Jay Prentice up 3 spots. As everyone comes through the third sector, side by side for the Williams and Haas car of Deadwood and Jack. Ooh, as Deadwood loses it and spins, doesn't tap the wall though, but loses a lot of positions. As Gamez leads lap 1 with the fastest lap as well. Gamez Turish is the current leader. 32 laps more to go as they all blast down to turn 1. Ooh, Jay Prentice loses it a little bit. Does a bit of a half spin. Let's go on board with Bazooka Joe here. Ooh, Shay T into the wall. Almost gets collected by other cars as well. I think he has damage too. Ooh, almost gets collected by Deadwood too. Let's go on board with Fashion here, as requested by the chat. Once again, that's Alright, so Luke currently setting the fastest lap, chasing down Gamez. On board with Fashion. Oh, but back at the front, we have side-by-side action here. 2 battles. Cobalt with a very good start, up 4 places. Bazooka Joe up 5 places. Jack up 5 places, Prentice up 4 places now, Colin up 4 places. Gamey currently down 8. And Shay T down 14. Alright, so now let's go to tires here. Cobalt doing very well in P5, but he's being chased down by the hard runner of Slater. And here comes Slater on Cobalt, side by side. And he gets past. As back at the front, Luke is very close to Gemez. Fastrix overtakes Trixie as Trixie has spun and is losing many positions. And now he's under pressure from PG Killer as Trixie has spun again. Oh, and he's hit the wall and he's lost a lot of wing. So he's going to be heavily affected here. He's dropped back to P18. Now Luke very close to Gamez, coming into the third sector hairpin. Ooh, as Gamey, I believe, has had a little bit of an incident as well. Yeah, they're so close here. And on the run down into turn 1, I think Luke is going to get the DRS here. Or will get DRS, and probably will pass. We will see, though. Oh, it's very close between them. The DRS versus full ERS here. It's about the same speed, but they're side by side into turn 1. But Gamez keeps the lead here for now. And Gamey has a penalty. Someone has spun. I believe it's J Prentice. Yeah, J Prentice has spun at the first turn. And also just gets passed by Buttons back. As back at the battle for P1, Luke is going to have DRS once again down this main straight. Well, in sector 3, I believe Trench has had a spin. We're watching this battle as well as Big Slater goes fastest on the hards. And Luke is currently past Gamez, but Gamez is going to fight back around the outside. They're going side by side through the first sector as Jack has retired from the session, and there's now a VSC with Luke leading from Gamez. Now there's a VSC. I believe Jack maybe has hit the pit wall. I think we can see what happened here. As Deadwood has a penalty for speeding under the VSC. He has a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC, so that's very, very unfortunate for him. Let's go back to the battle for P1 here as the virtual safety car comes in. And we're going racing once again. Luke going a little bit wide there. It's going to leave him exposed to Gamez to this hairpin here. Gamez goes deep around the outside, but Vettel defends nicely. Oh, I believe that is Cobalt who has spun, and he's losing lots of positions. Very unfortunate for Cobalt. As now Gamez is going to have the DRS plus the ERS to probably catch up to Luke quite a bit here. Yeah, it's over 15 miles an hour at this point difference, and he might send it, but he's not going to. Ooh, and as I believe Jay Prentice has had a very similar incident to his teammate Cobalt at turn 8. As Jack has left the game. And Cobalt pits. Now it's Slater versus Jizzy. as Prentice gets a penalty for pit lane speeding. And Jay Prentice has retired from the session as well. As Jizzy comes into the pits after 6 laps on the soft tires, probably near the end of their lifespan. Let's go back here to Swanee and Racing Maestro battling for P8 or P6 now. Oh, and I believe Gaming has spun in Sector 3, and someone spun in Sector 1 as well. Ooh, as Maestro has DNF'd from the session after just losing such like a very slight amount at turn 8, and there's now a full safety car out because of the incident. So now full safety car, so this is probably the chance or the best time to come into the pits. Ooh, as Gamez and Luke are battling into the pits here. As Slater stays out, so he takes the lead. Gamez going on to the hard tires. Luke going on to the mediums. So Luke is going to be stopping one more time in this race. Gamez most likely not. And they rejoin in P4 and P5. So currently it is Big Slater in P1, Bazooka Joe P2, Swanee P3. Okay, so yeah, JP decided to stop racing because he was feeling sick, so I understand. Alright, so the safety car should be in this lap, I think. If everyone can catch up to the safety car by the 3rd sector, which I think will be possible. And alright, so yeah, safety car should be in this lap. Yep, safety car is coming in. So here we go. Slater is leading on 9-lap old hards. Bazooka Joe 9-lap old mediums. Swanee 9-lap old hards. Luke and Gamez fresh tires. So let's see what happens here. So Slater going, or just waiting for the safety car to come in. Oh, Fashix has a penalty for exceeding track limits. Oh, and Big Slater getting caught out, DNFing from the restart, getting caught out by the like the limiter there from the safety car. He actually, I don't think he backed up enough. He got caught out by it. He wasn't expecting it. All the power just went right to the back wheels, and he spun out of contention from this race. So it's a DNF for Big Slater, classified P17. Oh my goodness. Like a lot of the times in this league so far, we have seen people waiting too much before going and going too slow. But in this case, I think Slater actually was too close to the safety car. He did back up enough, so he was expecting to go full throttle, but the game didn't let him, and then it just let him, and then he just lost the back end completely. So crazy stuff. As we have some battles here. Buns back versus the Ferrari versus Jizzy, I think, and the McLaren has spun. As now side by side between Jigsaw Moto and Fashion. Fashion has to cut the chicane. As at the battle for the front here, Luke versus Bazooka Joe. Bazooka is going to keep the lead for now. But at the back, it's chaos. So many cars all at once coming at the back. It's 2x2. Ooh, as Jigsaw Moto gets his spins and gets hit by PG Killer. And a couple of the cars as well at turn 1. And that forces Buns back to go wide and hit the wall. As Cobalt is changing his wing here. As the two Haas cars are now battling. Ooh, Deadwood with a big lockup. Bun has left the session. As on board with Gamez. But yeah, what a crazy event there. Big Slater DNFing from the very first second of the restart. And Luke is currently leading from Bazooka Joe by a second, so I must have missed the part where he got past him there. But here we go. Jizzy on Swanee. Side by side into turn 1. And Jizzy gets the position for now, but Swanee's gonna fight back. But can't get the position back. As Gamez is very close to Swanee now, as Jizzy has maintained that P3. Ooh, Gamez gets a little bit loose there off of turn 8. Ooh, as Cobalt has spun in Sector 1. As Luke sets the fastest lap with the 21.6. As Fashion and Trench battling. Trench gets the cutback. Oh, they touched a little bit. But Fashion gets the position of P6. With Trench getting some dirty air. As PG Killer is into the pits for new hards. Ooh, Gamma's going a little bit wide there, once again. And Luke setting another fastest time, just pulling away from his teammate at the moment. As here we go, Swanee versus Gamez versus Fashix. It's going to be 3 wide here. 3 wide down the main straight. Now it's Gamez versus Fashix. Gamez goes deep. Fashix is going to come back, but Swanee's there too. But Swanee has a little bit of a spin. And oh, Fashion gets spun round after contact with Gamez. Oh, thankfully he ghosts there, or that would have been a huge accident. Now he's also under pressure from the 2 Renaults. Colin's gonna send it in. Oh, they touch a 3rd time. Ooh, as Swanee and Trench are battling as well. As Luke goes even quicker, now 5.6 seconds clear of his teammate. As Gamey is coming into the pits. As Trixky is now going to get DRS on his Renault teammate Colin. And here they go. And Trixky gets the move done. As Trench is still trying to overtake Swanee for P4. Now, all of the medium runners are going to have to pit again for another set of mediums, certainly. Oh, as a little bit of a bump between Swanee and Trench there. But yeah, all of the medium runners are going to have to pit again. I don't think that they're going to be lasting 20 laps or so. If the softs can only do 7, the mediums probably wouldn't be able to do 20. Whoop. Oh, okay. He can send that to Hyper, I believe, or to the admins, and they'll look at it. Alright, so Shay T now closing in on Trench, and Swanee. Trench looking for a move down the inside. As excuse me. As Bazooka Joe and Jigsaw are pretty close together too. Whereas Trench is going for a huge dive down the inside. Very surprised that Swanee gave him the room there. That's very well done by Swanee actually, but very brave of Trench too. So yeah, very good stuff there by Trench getting that P4 by force. Currently the gap between the two Red Bulls, 6.5 seconds, with 5 seconds to the nearest non-Red Bull. As Shay T is now approaching Swanee quite quickly. And they're going to be side by side. And Shay T is going to get the position. Let's see. The battle for P12 here. Deadwood versus Gamey. Deadwood goes a little bit wide there at turn 5. Or turn 4 rather. Cobalt has a penalty for ignoring blue flags. Even though his car is ghosted, you can still get those penalties apparently. And online. And here we go, Bazooka Joe on Colin. As Deadwood getting very squirmy there in the third sector. But Bazooka Joe is approaching Colin very quickly and is probably going to get this move done, and he does. So good job by Bazooka Joe. As Gamey has DRS on Deadwood, but it's not going to be enough to close in. To close in to the point where he can make a pass. As we are currently on lap 20 now, as Jizzy has pit for new hearts, and certainly Luke will be coming in quite shortly as well. I don't think he can take those mediums 24 laps. I think that even the hards will have a hard time doing that. So I don't think the mediums will be able to. But currently 13 seconds to Gamaz. As Jigsaw Moto pits as well for mediums. As the battle between Gamey and Deadwood continues. As Luke is into the pits. So Gamez is going to be released into the lead of the race. with Trench in P2 and Shady in P3. Now the question is, will Fashion come out ahead? No, definitely not. As Trixie gets a penalty, but Luke is now in P4, so he has to overtake two hard runners, as Shady will be pitting probably very soon. Probably this lap. As Trixie pits. Trixie's leaving the pits rather. In P12. So let's see how Luke can chase down the older hard runners. He's closed up to the back of Shady very quickly here, as Shady peels off into the pits, releasing Luke into the path of the Alfa Romeo and Ferrari. The gap is only around 5.5 seconds right now. Or 6 seconds rather. So Shady is going on to mediums, as Cobalt is going on to probably mediums as well. Yep. Mediums as well. Now let's see, Gamey versus Deadwood here, down the main straight, side by side. Gamey with the DRS, and he gets past. As Luke sets a fastest lap, a 21.2, and is closing in very quickly on the cars in front. Ooh, very close. Deadwood got the to Gamey there, under braking. As here we go, battle for P8, Swanee versus Shady. Shady getting onto the grass a little bit. And as Luke is only 1.1 seconds, now under a second, to Trench in front. So let's see what he can do down this main straight here. See, 183 miles an hour versus 195, so quite a big difference. Now, can those hards actually get to the end, is the question. This is a very heavy tire wear track, so I'm not sure. But, yeah, let's see. As Fashion comes into the pits to change his mediums to softs. Well, as Cobalt has spun in Sector 1 at Turn 2. And we have another safety car because of it. Because of the incident. Another safety car. So currently, this is going to be perfect for Luke. Well, I mean, let's see. Let's see what Gamez does. Okay, so Gamez. Okay, so Fashion has a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. So that's really ruined his race. Gamez is coming into the pits. Trenches and Lucas as well. So this is going to be a crazy battle for the lead here. Jizzy makes a last. Oh, he does a double Lewis Hamilton and goes into the pits, but then comes back out. So he's going to be in effective first place in this race on 5 lap old hards. As everyone else is going to be on. Well, it says Luke is on 8 lap old mediums here, so I'm not really sure what happened. Maybe he shifted the tires, because those tires probably won't last that distance. So that's very, very, very unfortunate if that was a mistake or if it's just a glitch. No, it says 8 lap old mediums. So currently, I'd say Gamez has the best position right now, not Luke anymore. So this safety car has changed everything. So let's yeah, so everyone's coming to the pits. Colin, Shay-T, Gamey, Deadwood, Jigsaw, PG Killer, Trixky, and Cobalt. As Deadwood gets a penalty. Alright, so we should get restarting on lap 27 here, or 28. Let's see if I'm still streaming, yep. And let's yeah, so apparently Luke, it was not intentional to go into the worn tires. Yeah, 8 lap old mediums are probably at least 20% worn, and they're 8 laps old. So with 8 more laps to go, they're probably going to be very close to the pitting point by the end, while everyone else is on new softs or mediums. So this must be very frustrating for him. And because of that, he's had to pit again onto new softs. So now he's going to be... Oh, and he's just retired from the race, as well as Trench. Under the safety car, something has happened between those two. They've collected each other, and they've both lost wheels. So Luke's and Trench's days have gone from bad to worse there. What the heck is going on? Alright, so we're just waiting for Cobalt. Hopefully he can catch up to the safety car. PG Killer has a time penalty. What is going on? Deadwood has a penalty for collision with Gamey. And I believe that, yep, and safety car is in this lap. So here we go. Alright, so here we go. So it's currently Jizzy who leads this race on 6 lap old hards. Alright, Fashion has a drive-through penalty as well, so his race is going to be, so he's going to be effectively last place here. And here we go, Jizzy starting the restart once again for the second restart. But third time we're getting back to racing here. As Bazooka Joe is going on Swanee. Side by side into turn 1. Bazooka Joe gets past Swanee. A little bit further back, everyone filing through very nicely. Yeah, and it was a pretty calm restart there, just one overtake, and no accidents. So yeah, I'm also monitoring the PlayStation chat as well. Alright, so here we go. So we have 7 more laps to go, or 6 more laps to go at the flag. Ooh, as Gamez gets very loose and gets overtaken by his teammate, Bazooka Joe. So Fashion currently has to serve a drive-through penalty eventually, I believe. Oh, as I believe that is Trixky, who has spun as well. As Gamey is coming into the pits, probably looking for a fastest lap. Side by side, Swanee and Shay T. And Jigsaw Moto and Colin, also very close. So currently, Jizzy is leading the race, with Bazooka Joe very close behind on fresh softs, with Gamez very close behind as well. Fashion has a drive-through penalty, and Shay T is not too far back either. So any of these top 5 could probably win. Well, bar Fashion, unless something crazy happens, because he unfortunately has a penalty. And Fashion is taking his penalty now. And DRS is not enabled quite yet, but Gamez has the fastest lap with a 21.1. Oh, and a little bit wide there by Trixie. Thankfully, he keeps it on the track. Alright, and DRS is now enabled. So down this main straight, it might be 3 wide here. Alright, here we go. So Jizzy versus Bazooka Joe versus Gamez. The latter two have DRS. Here we go, side by side, Jizzy versus Bazooka Joe. Bazooka goes wide. Oh, forces Jizzy out a little bit, but Jizzy keeps the position for now. Oh, they make contact as Jizzy understeers. And now Gamez is in on this too. Trying to get that first place as well in these final 4 laps. Everyone's tires should go to the end, I believe. Maybe barely for the soft runners. Oh, as Fashion has retired from the session after a spin at turn 2. So that his day has gone from bad to worse, and now is a VSC. So 2 safety cars, 2 VSCs today so far. So now what's going to happen? Everyone is obviously saving their ERS. And the VSC should be coming in very shortly. Oh, his draft didn't register. Oh, maybe it was because it happened when the VSC was out. Oh, no, it wasn't. No. Oh, I'm not sure. It's quite odd. But yeah, we're back racing once again. Jizzy leading, Bazooka Joe leading Gamez. The fight for P1 here. Joe goes a little bit wide. He's gonna be vulnerable now to Gamez. But the dirty air through turn 3 is incredible. As Cobalt has spun at turn 2 as well. And oh, he crashed right into a wall apparently. Fashion. Yeah, apparently he gave up after the pit thing. The drive-through penalty didn't register, according to the chat. Very nice shoulder cam here from Bazooka Joe. Okay, these softs must be starting to go now. I think the total time you can be on them is like 8 laps, and they're at 6 right now, so they must be getting pretty worn. Whereas the hards on 11 laps probably isn't that bad. Jizzy is doing very well, plus having a lot of VRS as well. I think he has a very good chance of winning this. The question is, who will take P2? Ferraris are getting quite close to each other. But yeah, Jizzy on his debut could very well win this race. Just like Max Verstappen in 2016 at the same circuit. And for the first race in the Red Bull. Ooh, as that is Swanee who has spun at turn 2. As Cobalt is pitting for new used softs, I believe. Alright, let's check the chats. Here we go. This will probably, yeah, this will be the last chance that the Ferraris realistically have to overtake Jizzy here. But Jizzy's really far away, nearly a second. And he has enough ERS. He actually has more ERS than Bazooka Joe. And Gamez is just too far back to make a move at all right now. So I think Jizzy is probably celebrating a little bit already. The threat is pretty much over mainly, but I don't want to commentators curse anybody, so I'm gonna shut up. So Jizzy here. Coming through the second sector, being chased down hard by the two Ferraris. Gamez goes a little bit wide, kicks up some gravel on the exit of turn 5. Now the final DRS zone, but it's not really going to make a big difference unless he goes for an almighty dive. But he's out of ERS now, is Bazooka Joe, whereas Jizzy still has some, and is in a lower mode as well. Ooh, as Cobalt has retired from the session on the last lap. Very unfortunate for Cobalt there. He was very close to finishing this race, this a 50% race. And it is going to be LPITFC Jizzy who takes the victory here at the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya, here in Barcelona, Spain. As Deadwood has a penalty for, or 5-second penalty for an unserved incident. So your total finishing order is Jizzy Gamez, Bazooka Joe, Shay T, Colin, Jigsaw Moto, PG Killer, Deadwood Bear, Vitrixky, Swanee. Those are your points finishers. And yeah, let's see the full results after on the next page. But yeah, that was a great race, everybody. Great race. Really intense stuff. Right down to the last lap. Big congrats to Jizzy on his debut win, I believe. I think this is his first time ever racing in this league. That I can, at least the one that I've commentated on, at least. So first time in a little bit. But yeah, very, very, very well done by everybody. Especially Jizzy in P1. Very, very, very good stuff. So yeah, that has been the Spanish Grand Prix and that's the finale. So for season 3. So yeah, be sure to join us on Sunday, which is tomorrow, at 8 p.m. GMT for the reveal of the teams and drivers for both F1 and F2 in season 4. So yeah. Your final finishing results are as follows: Jizzy, Gamez Turish, Bazooka Joe, Shay T, Colin, Jigsaw Moto, PG Killer, Deadwood Bear, Vitrixky, Swanee, Gamey, Buttonsback, Cobalt, Fashix, Trench, Luke Vettel, Big Slater, Racing Maestro, Jay Prentice, and Jack King. So yeah, there we go. So yeah. GG's everybody, and from me and everyone here at Rising Phoenix, we say thank you for watching another season of Rising Phoenix. Season 3 is done. Let's welcome Season 4 tomorrow. Goodbye everybody, and thank you for watching.